What up, everybody? Welcome back to Furrow Publications YouTube channel. This channel talk about zines and DIY publishing. And today I want to look at some anthology comics or collaboration comics that were sent to me by the homie Cameron. His information will be in the show notes, but just in case you guys want to see it up front, Cameron Zavala. And so we have three zines that we're going to take a look at. Two of them are these anthology zines called the Spew Rag. And then one of them is a collaboration that he did with himself and Liver Mortis. But before we go any further, don't forget about Furrow Comics, the comic book zine anthology that I published. There will be a link in the show notes just in case you guys want to cop some. As well, don't forget, for all the creators out there, we do pay for contributors. And we get a contributor copy as well. If it's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit me up. Him and Liver Mortis. Liver Mortis is a zinester whose work I like a lot. I love his photography zines. And a lot of times the things I use as like references are photography zines. And so we open up this series with this beautiful splash page of a photo taken by Liver Mortis. And I think they're trying to create a mood and a sense of ear, like an eerie sensation of the woods. And they did a great job. A lot of the stuff that Liver Mortis did is fun and creepy. And it's interesting as well because I'm used to Cameron's work, but looking at his work with color and the way he does color, it's just different. But definitely still has a very Cameron kind of aesthetic to it. So I definitely dug this. And Liver Mortis, as well as Cameron, have a very intense sense of style and story. And this is no different at that. I think it's very complimentary. It's a very good zine. This one right here was a very good story. Story was very crazy and creepy. But more importantly than that, I just loved the color palette that he used. Once again, going back to that point that this looks very different than a lot of the other Cameron art that I've seen. But man, it is unmistakably his art, and it comes to life with the color. My kitty cat, she just had surgery. She had breast cancer. I didn't even know cats got breast cancer, but she's better now. Come on, babies. Ugh. And like I said, it feels like the point of this zine is to add, a sense of like fear in people that go out into the woods. So don't do it. Don't go out into the woods. This one right here I thought was creepier just because it reminds me of the Blair Witch Project. And then this one as well I thought was a really good one-pager. So up next we're looking at one of the Spew Rags. And this one only had 2 contributors in it. It had this one by Cameron, which I thought was a really good slapstick story, which was very funny. It's one of those things of like, so kind of like Dan Klaus kind of humor and characters. Really dug it, and I really dug this next one too. I thought the art, it became very vibrant and alive, and I really dug it. I like the print quality on it too. The paper really added another dynamic to it. But it's called the Spew Rag. I thought this was hella tight. By Ham Cartoon. Love this cover art actually. This cover right here is hella tight. This cover right here is hella tight. And I gotta start getting better at my colors. And lastly, we're gonna look at this last Spew Rag comic. And this one has quite a bit of contributors, right? You have Cameron, Cyclodelia, Jason, Mary, and Stu Nod, another artist that we've covered here in the channel. And I dug this. I dug this panel a lot right here. I thought that was a really good way of showing someone shooting themselves in the head. It's very distinct, right? I haven't seen too many artists translate this like this, but it just reads so well and it's just so to the point. Loved it. But it seems to be that the overall like theme of this issue is like this gimp, and so every story has their gimp. And I like this him getting poisoned, and then it goes into like this very strange, like psychedelic half a panel page, and even the eyes getting dilated. This page right here was hella tight. Very well done. And then this one, I don't know who this was, but I thought this was Stu Nod, but it doesn't seem to be Stu Nod. But it definitely has that feeling. And then this one right here was on another level, very strange. And then that's Do Not, boom, an artist that we've covered here on the channel. So definitely dug these zines. As always, I will put all the information that I have available for the zine creators here in the show notes. For Spew Rag, I'll try to just find a general link that has, so that you guys can just get Spew Rag, not necessarily every artist. But for Cameron, his information will be in the show notes. And then tomorrow, I think we're going to cover some of the zines that Cameron sent me that are, you know, a one-man show by Cameron. Alright guys, once again, don't forget about Feral Comics, the comic book zine anthology I publish. Do pay for contributors' work. So if you're a cartoonist and if you got some comics that you want to put in here, just let me know. Alright guys, until next time, lates.